Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. This one is going to be an Apex Legends video. I'm having a lot of fun playing this game the past couple of weeks. Currently maining Wraith, so I'm kicking off this series with an in-depth Wraith guide. We're going to kick it off with her backstory, then go into her abilities and how you can best use them in the arena. If you want to enjoy this video, make sure you do hit a like on it, and if you sort of want to see the rest of the videos in this series, if Wraith isn't your main and you want to see the backstory in another character and some more Apex tips and tricks, make sure you do hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you don't miss a video. Without further ado, I'm going to jump straight on into it. So Wraith's backstory. Unlike some of the other legends, we don't actually know her real name, her age, or her home world, and that all ties into the sort of intro backstory that we've gotten from EA, which is as follows. So Wraith is a whirlwind fighter able to execute swift and deadly attacks and manipulate space-time by opening rifts in the fabric of reality. She has no idea how she got that way. Years ago, she woke up in an IMC Detention Facility for the mentally ill with no memory of her life before. She also began hearing a distant voice whispering in her mind that would keep her awake for days on end. Despite nearly driving her insane, once she started to listen and trust it, the voice helped her harness her newfound power, avoid manipulation, and escape the facility. So one of the legend skins you can actually get for Wraith is called the Liberator, and that was pretty much her at the time of escaping from the IMC facility, which is really good to know, especially if you own the skin. So moving on, we'll talk about Wraith's abilities. And the order I'm going to do this is her passive ability, her tactical ability, then her ultimate ability. I'm going to give you guys some of the cooldowns and stats on them as well as some tips and tricks, but do note that this is going live on the 8th of March, so if a new patch came in where a cooldown was reduced or increased, there will be an adjustment in the comment section below. So her passive ability, Voices from the Void. A voice warns you when danger approaches. As far as you can tell, it's on your side. And obviously, being a passive ability, there is no cooldown on this, and it's pretty much a spectral voice that you're going to hear audibly to warn you when you're near a room with traps, because it sort of specifies it as looking at you, or if someone's aiming down sights at you. Sort of like Paranoia from Call of Duty Blackout. And the only really tip for this is to sort of back off, get to cover if you're not already behind it, or of course then use your tactical ability to get to a safer place. That's of course if you're not ready to go all guns blazing. So Wraith's tactical ability is Into the Void. So reposition quickly through the safety of the void space, avoiding all damage. At this present moment, the cooldown on Into the Void is 15 seconds, which is not too bad at all. So when you activate this ability, you pretty much go invincible, let's say, but there is a bit of a purple trail, so it's not like you're going invisible, you're just untargetable and invulnerable. Enemies can still see where you retreated to, but if you move behind cover, it's obviously harder for them to notice. Now there is a lot of plays that you can do with Into the Void, but I'll get into those in a second. But some things to note obviously is there is a tiny bit of a delay between pressing the button and entering the void, so you can actually be damaged for that like 0.5 second. And obviously there is around the same delay, about 0.5 seconds, for when you come out of the void and you actually draw your weapon, which is a key thing to make sure you're behind cover when you exit. And there's two ways you can actually use this. You can use it for safety or you can use it for aggressiveness, which is why a lot of people run a shotgun or an SMG on Wraith. I personally use the R99 and the Peacekeeper. I mean, I've pulled off some killer Peacekeeper plays, but I know they're nerfing that very soon if they haven't already. And another cool thing about Into the Void is you can actually see other Wraiths that are using the ability, so you're all sort of in the void when nobody else can see them, so you can actually see other Wraiths as well. So you can use it to see that as well, but normally the purple trail is enough. And then Wraith's ultimate ability, Dimensional Rift. Link two locations with portals for 60 seconds, allowing your entire team to use them. And don't let it fool you when it says it allows your entire team to use them, because enemies can use them as well. Now you can use that to bait enemies if you do it correctly, but the void stays open for 60 seconds, and of course the charge time on that is 150 seconds, and that is of course from the time where you sort of form the exit, not after the 60-second duration where it actually stays open. So if you do see a Wraith portal vanish in front of you, as in it's just expired, you know that there's about a 60 to 70 second time frame where enemies passed in that area. So in terms of using the ultimate ability, you can help it for your team to travel faster if you're already sort of 30 steps ahead of them, especially if you're rushing people. I tend to rush people a lot, and I'm like sort of putting it down and then pinging it, as in like, come on lads, catch up, like we're about to do this. It's also really good if you call in your friend at a respawn beacon and you sort of want to bring him to loot. So you literally just pop the entry to the portal, at the respawn beacon, you can jump straight in it, and then sort of you already have the exit pinged where loot is, or at sort of crates or something. And obviously the cooldown and recharge time for the ultimate ability goes down with ultimate accelerants. Now I don't recommend like ultimate accelerants too much on Wraith, just sort of use it when you need to. Like, you're not really dependent on accelerants as much as you would be on Lifeline. But yeah, last but not least, tips and tricks for the character Wraith. If you didn't gather from it earlier, you have a lot of mobility. Make sure you use it, that ability, and the fact that it's only a 15-second cooldown is absolutely crazy. I think I used it 3 times in one fight. I think it's on screen at the moment, so just keep an eye on that. You can literally creep up on people, shoot them from behind, especially if you're holding a peacekeeper or a shotgun. The headshots are critical in this game. It's a big thing to sort of get 4 shots in, and you can do that easily with Wraith. Another thing is, in terms of hitbox data for the game, obviously Gibraltar has sort of the biggest hitbox. Wraith has the smallest hitbox. Once again, more mobility, especially if you're creeping up on people. You get the 4 shot in, and they do react and turn around very quickly. Their aim has to be really precise because you do have the smallest hitbox. Obviously, the recommendation of running a shotgun, especially the Peacekeeper. I actually like the Eva as well. But if you got a good aim with the Peacekeeper, Wraith is absolutely the legend for you. Some comps that Wraith is really good in, I find, is a Bloodhound and Lifeline comp, because the Bloodhound's playing really aggressive as well. Wraith goes really well with Bangalore. If Bangalore gets a good ult off and is holding an AR or a sniper and picking damage, and Wraith goes down and sort of picks them up, especially with the SMG and the shotgun, as I've said earlier, it works really, really well. And some really tough players to come up against would be really good Mirages, just for the simple fact is you could use your abilities, 15-second cooldown, and then he pops out a decoy. So if he pops his decoy first and you're a bit confused and there's a lot going on, then pop your tactical ability, sort of try track him down and even end up behind him. I've done before. That's probably the best way to play that situation. And that's pretty much all the tips and tricks really I have, other than the fact is, if I was to keep it short and sweet, you know, just spam your tactical ability, creep up on people and rush them and hope for the best. That'd be what I'd say to you. But do be tactical about it, as I said in sort of the ability section of this video. I thought this deserved an honorable mention, and it's the heirloom set. And obviously Apex Legends currently only has 1 bonus heirloom set, and all 3 items are for Wraith. It's the banner pose, it's the melee weapon, and it's the intro equip. And it's mainly the sort of melee weapon that you see a lot of people sort of reacting to in box openings and stuff, or Apex pack openings should I say. But I thought that definitely deserved an honorable mention. And just a bit of a tip on that, if you want one, EA themselves have said you cannot open more than 500 Apex packs without receiving one of these sets. So if you've already opened 499 of them and you're wondering to buy more packs, you know, just let it rip. You're welcome. But ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy this video, once again, make sure you do hit that like button, and it would mean a lot if you did subscribe, if you did enjoy this video and you want to see more. Also comment below what character you want to see me do next on this, and of course if I did leave any tips out or things that you've found useful or taught your friends when they start playing Wraith, do drop them all down in the